March 28th, an important date that we need to watch very closely as President Biden will be unveiling a key piece of legislation. Let's get into it as I have all the details for you in this video. Let's get right into it. But if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day during this very busy time as information continues to change very, very rapidly. I'm doing all the research so that you don't need to, and I break it all down into these short videos so that you can get the latest details hot off the wire a few times each and every day in the shortest videos I can possibly produce right here for you each and every day. So again, thanks so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below, join the community, and I'll be here for you right by your side every single day, as that is my commitment to you and this community. All right, thanks again. Let's jump right into the video. All right, so March 28th is the key date that the president will be out unveiling a very important piece of legislation that we need to pay attention to because we're not really quite sure what it's going to entail quite yet. Now, this is going to be the 2023 federal budget. Now, generally, this would have been introduced way before the State of the Union address, which actually took place several weeks ago. But for whatever reason, this year it was delayed by about a month and a half. So either way, March 28th is the key date where President Biden will be coming out introducing this piece of legislation, letting us know what he's thinking for the 2023 federal budget. Which, by the way, you might be thinking, wait, we got to wait until 2023 for this? Well, no, not exactly. We're talking about the 2023 fiscal year, which actually begins on October 1st. Well, the way that we're cooking through this year already, we're going to be there before we know it, right? So, this is something that President Biden should have introduced quite a while ago, but for some unknown reason, it's been delayed for all this time now. But this is going to give a glimpse into what President Biden foresees going forward starting October 1st and through September 30th of 2023. Now, this is going to be a key piece of legislation because it's likely going to encompass probably about $1.5 trillion, maybe even about $2 trillion worth of spending. He's going to have all kinds of different pieces of legislation, different pieces of provisions within this bill. There's going to be all kinds of goodies in there. Goodies maybe in a good way, goodies maybe in a bad way. We're not quite sure yet. That's why we've got to wait for this date and actually hear the official unveiling of this actual spending bill for the federal government. So, here's what's interesting, because as he's going to be introducing this bill on March 28th, there's also going to be a lot of maybe questions up in the air right now because he needs to really thread the needle on this thing. As he continues to come forward and unveil this plan, he's got to appeal to us, the American people, as he continues to move forward with this thing, because here's the deal. He's unveiling this now, the end of March, right? Well, here's the deal. We already understand that the midterm elections are coming up in the at the beginning of November. So it's realistically not that many months out from now. Also, at the same time, the new federal budget, as in the fiscal year, October 1st, will be starting before the midterm elections go into place. So he's got to do something that's really appealing to all of us, the American people. He's got to present something that is also appealing to Congress, because ultimately, at the end of the day, Congress is going to be the one who has to pass this thing, right? So they got to figure out what they need to do to make sure that the president is presenting something that is appealing to us, the American people, as well as appealing to Congress so that they can actually get it passed for him through the chambers, through the House of Representatives and through the Senate. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he adds in here because, as I mentioned before, we've talked about this quite a bit, is the midterm elections. This is going to be very pivotal going forward because Democrats have full control right now. They want to maintain full control of everything going forward in the midterm elections. So the point is, with the president unveiling this plan, he's really got to thread the needle on this thing because if he presents something that's good, it's appetizing, it's appealing to us, the people, we might be more inclined to, vote one direction or the other, which, by the way, I don't take sides in my videos, and I'm not here to tell you how to vote. That's totally up to you. I'm not here to impact or influence you in any way, shape, or form. I'm here to simply deliver the news and to tell you what's going on. So, again, I don't want to be labeled as somebody trying to influence you. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. You can totally make your own decisions on that stuff. I'm not here to tell you what to do as far as voting goes. I'm simply here telling you what's going on. But the deal is, This may be a little bit of an interesting presentation from the president as he unveils this, because he may want to do something to appeal to us, the American people. More goodies, more packages, more proposals, more provisions, whatever may be encompassed in this bill. Again, we don't really know the details yet until he unveils it and says, well, here you go. It's a nice shiny car, or whatever they do. I don't really know what he does. But my point is, it's got to be kind of good for us too, because if he unveils something that we look at and think, oh, it's garbage, we don't care, there's nothing in there for us, then we might be feeling like, well, once again, unveiled a multi-trillion dollars worth of bills here, or one massive bill worth a couple $1,000,000,000, and what do you know? There's nothing in it for us. Well, is that going to impact the way that we vote? Again, it could, but I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm simply saying he's got to take this into consideration. The president knows this just as much as Congress knows this. They are walking a very fine line here, because they have the midterm elections coming up. Timing is not really on anybody's side right now when it comes to it, because we're getting close. Let's be real. We do not have that many months before the midterm elections. And another thing too, we have to remember as well going forward, it takes a long time to persuade people to shift one way or the other when it comes to voting, right? You can't just all of a sudden come out one day and be like, well, here's what it is, and here's the bill, and now vote for us, or whatever they want to say. So it takes a long time to actually reinforce kind of the ideas and the concepts of whatever they want to present and persuade people into voting one way or the other. So it's not like they can come out one day unless they have something really, really good in this thing that says, $1,200 stimulus checks forever for everybody if you vote for us. And again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just simply giving this as an example. Unless there's something really, really good in there that would really make us shift our mindset immediately as far as, okay, this is exactly how I'm going to vote going forward. It might be kind of a long road ahead of us to kind of figure out what they want to do going forward. So March 28th is the key date that the president will be out, coming up and actually introducing his key piece of legislation, the federal budget for 2023. Now, I did read a little bit more about this, and I did see a few key things in there that I want to point out as well. Again, I'm just being honest with you. We do not know all the details on this thing. I have a couple key pieces of information here that we might want to pay attention to, but ultimately, this is nowhere near what's going to be encompassed in this bill. So number one, it looks like he does want to increase taxes on the wealthy and large corporations, but again, this is no mystery. We've seen this before in the Build Back Better agenda that's, long gone by now. Well, at least that version of it is. But anyway, this is something that is no surprise to any of us. We've known this for a very long time now, that the president wants to increase taxes on high-income earners and large corporations. No surprise. I mean, that doesn't come as like a huge shock. We all know that this is happening. So we also may see a push, and again, I just want to throw this out there as well, because we've seen this kind of on and off again. And I know this doesn't impact a lot of people here in the community, but I want to throw this out there anyway, just so that we're aware. He may be coming out with a push for the start up again of the child tax credit payments. Now, these are something that I've seen on and off again for several months now. One minute you have a bunch of lawmakers coming out saying we must restart the child tax credit payments. And on the other hand, it kind of just disappears. And then you get a new proposal like the one out of Mitt Romney, maybe 2 months ago now, maybe a month and a half ago now. Mitt Romney was out with a new proposal with the $250 per month and the $350 per month per child. So we have that one, otherwise reinstating the other advanced payments that were going out in the second half of 2021. There's a lot of things like that. There's also talk about potentially even offering adult tax credits, possibly even an advanced version of that as well, kind of like the child tax credit payments. But again, just like so many things that Congress continues to do, there's a lot that's in the air right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of unknowns at this time. So anyway, just want to point this out for you, let you know a key date that we need to watch here very closely going forward. March 28th will be another very big one that we need to keep an eye on very closely and just see what is the president thinking. He's really got to play his cards right here, right? He's playing a really intense game of whatever kind of cards right now, and he's got to play his most important cards right now. If he doesn't play it right, it may be kind of a bad situation for the administration as far as and Congress as a whole going forward into the midterm elections. So they understand this. They know all this just as much as we do. So anyway, I wanted to point this date out for you. It's another key one. There's a lot of different things going on right now. Congress is all over the place. They're like scattered. It's like an ant farm, right? I just thought of that analogy. It's kind of like an ant farm. They kind of all just scatter and they don't really have any direction for the most part. But hopefully we can get some direction out of them. They have been coming up with some pretty interesting proposals, ideas, different things here over the last several weeks. Some encouraging stuff floating around out there right now. But realistically, hopefully we can get something out of Congress relatively soon in the form of relief for the low income, the fixed income. But anyway, there's a lot going on out there, but the simple fact that Congress is playing around with some of these ideas, they're talking about different things, I would say is very encouraging. So anyway, we got to continue waiting. That's about all we can do. It's, I think about this all the time. As I do my research, it's really unfortunate that the livelihoods of people, the low income, the fixed income, struggling Americans right now, it's really sad that the livelihoods of all of us are essentially being dictated by about 536 people. That's basically what it comes down to. The House of Representatives, the Senate, and the President, right? It's basically all coming down to less than 600 people. Is all of our livelihoods are being 100% dictated by less than 600 people. I don't know. Something about that seems really, really weird to me. But again, what do I know? I'm just some random guy. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. But please remember, no matter what Congress does, no matter what the administration does, I am here for you every single day. It is my commitment and my community, or my commitment and to you and this community to be here for you every single day, to do all this research on your behalf, deliver it to you as quickly as I possibly can, and to help you out in any way that I can, and ultimately make sure that you're staying updated and tuned on everything going on. So if you have any ideas, any feedback, any questions, anything like that, please feel free to leave that down below. I do my best to read as many questions and comments as possible. Of course, I can't respond to everybody, but I do my best to respond as many as possible. So again, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media. Feel free to go back and check out any of the other 2,300 plus videos right here on the channel. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching. Please remember, it's an amazing community, so many great people here. We can never give up on anything here. We've got to stick together through this time, and I'm going to do whatever I can to be here for you every single day. All right, thanks again. Enjoy your day. And